Trying to do precision work with a mouse is torture. It is so hard to get the mouse just in one area so I can click it because signals. Well, howdy, dearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this a brand new day wherein it's not even the end of January, and I have the heat turned off, I have the fan turned on, I have the windows open, t-shirt on, and I put this shirt on just so that I would look more formal while recording. It is warm. I am warm. We didn't have winter, we just had a long fall. Yay! Anyway, though, as you can see, I'm moving my arm more, and that is good. I'm trying to use it without, excuse me, over-stressing everything, while remembering, of course, that I'm not actually stressing my arm. It's trying not to trying not to do too much to irritate the muscles right here, to irritate the nerves coming out of my spine. So it's just a weird feeling to have all this stuff hurt, but it's this that's the cause. And still super weird. I mean, I have seen the MRIs of this. This side is bad. It's bad. I should probably not even be able to use my hands as well as I do. It's that bad. But this is the side that hurts right now. Yay? Again, I gotta remember not to overstress this side, which I've been sleeping on my right side because of this, putting this up on a pillow to not stress here. When I wake up in the morning, oh my God, does this arm hurt because of the stress coming out this side. Right now, it is hot and spicy inside here. Oh boy. Life is life. Still, I mean, as stated, life is life. I complain about stuff. I'm going to complain about things. People are going to do that. I am a human being. I do human being things. So, good for that. Status report on my Fallout 4. The less we talk about Fallout 4, the better. My Fallout 3 report. I am racing around like a crazy person. I have gone just about everywhere you can go on the map to, fill it out. Not really, there's still a lot more, but I have been as north as you can go without going to the boomers. I have been as south as you can go, and there's a fence there. I have been as far as I can find to the east and as far as I can find to the west. So I have been doing all of this mapping and things. I should probably carry out some more quests. So that's a good thing. I've been doing a fair number of quests, just not any of them that I've gotten and picked up from going on to the New Vegas Strip. As I mentioned I probably said it in video, but I'm going to say it again. My feelings upon talking to Mr. House in his casino, and the whole New Vegas is just the actual building, the Lucky 38, the house's place. It's a mausoleum. It's just a mausoleum. No one goes there. What is being preserved? Nothing. It is a crypt, a grave, a mausoleum. The entirety of the New Vegas Strip is just a graveyard. What are you preserving? Civilization? No, you're preserving gambling and power. That's what's being preserved. In the wasteland, because the things have been hosed so badly, the present owes nothing to the past. This is my view. The present of the wasteland owes nothing to the past. Burn down what remains. Make of the world new. What is being clung to from the past is what brought the world to where it is now. Burn down what remains and build something new with what's left. So thumbs up on that. Positive nihilism? The rest of the stuff I've been thinking about is just stuff of various stuff about my settings. There was, on the other hand, though, a graphic I had seen of, like, when you overdo something, when you finish something. There was it was like an ancient, I think, like Chinese picture of a person with all of these things about what you should do in life. And one of them was like, when something is done, finish it and then walk away, because it's done. Don't keep fiddling and just fussing and changing it. When it's done, it's done. And in my setting, I thought about how I had done two examples of that, one of which changed one of the cosmic horrors, so that they took the name Satyr, which is the pronunciation from the language of these people, and how to pronounce their name. But this was a race that they had achieved everything they wanted. They had achieved enough power that they knew how to step out of their own universe. They could have strode over the multiverse like gods. They could have matched and possibly even beaten the power of dread Amaterasu. And all of this just because of their intelligence and how they applied themselves. But when they realized that they had achieved everything they had done, when the picture was finished, when the project was done, when it was finished and over, they lay down and they died, because there was nothing left to do. And they left behind stuff that affected Amaterasu so much that it took their name, pronunciation of how their name would be pronounced. Also, I have an example of what happens when you ignore that, and it's my species that I love so much, my cryptids. Because, as I have posited, in this setting, our star resets every 15 billion years so that there's continued life. And then in these new systems, the way it's set up, what evolves always comes back to us. And so there's always an Earth that happens within these 15 billion year cycles, and there's cryptids and humans. It is a human-centric system. If you figure it as 100-sided die, one of those is humanoid-centric. When the cryptids have a chance, all of the rest of them are human, where we get the leg up and the cryptids live like animals. But that one time that they get that chance, where the wind of all their possibility is not blowing back into their face and not only keeping them where they are, but pushing them back, they do get to go forward. Because nothing is there to stop them, by the time of the, I forgot, Australopithecine, they would have devoured every single bit of organic compound on the planet, normal matter, leaving it, I feel like with my denture cream that my saliva has gotten thick and bubbly again, and I don't want thick bubbly streams of saliva just across my lips. But see if I can remember where I was. Because the winds are not blowing back in their face, they devour every single normal matter compound by the time of the Australopithecines, leaving this planet just a dead, sterile ball from the normal matter point of view. But from a cryptid point of view, with cryptid energy and cryptid matter, it is a lush, green planet where the cryptids are living in harmony with the greenery that covers their planet. the cryptid greenery. By the time of what we would call the 1950s, they have colonized the solar system. They figure out how that they can manufacture artificially, after they discover it's there, the energy that keeps them alive, and later on with continued science are able to work it into their very genetics, so that as they expand as a species, they no longer have to worry about the cryptid energy. Their bodies actually manufacture it on their own now. It's like the whole vitamin C thing. We need vitamin C, our bodies don't make it. So we got to get it externally. That's cryptid energy for the cryptids, but they figure out how to alter their own genome so that they don't need that anymore. Their body makes it. They expand and they fill the galaxy, and then they colonize the other galaxies. They get to 1,000 galaxies before one individual just tells them all, we need to stop. We need to stop. We're so tired. We're stretched so thin. Far, far, far back in our past, our species achieved everything. And we should have laid down and died, but we didn't. Our ancestors figured out beginning, middle, and end, and figured out how to stretch the end out indefinitely, but it didn't make it good. It's just been stretched tighter and thinner, and we're so tired. So finally, that's able to tell the rest of the cryptids in the 1,000 other galaxies, go home, lie down, go to sleep, stop living. And they do. They do. Within 3 days, in 1,000 galaxies, no more cryptids exist. And this happens every single time the cryptids have a chance. They spread out into this new galaxy, overextend, and just find out that that's not a good thing. So thumbs up on that. Been doing a lot of other thinking on other things, because I've posited that there is, again, a cryptid corporation that has both cryptids and human beings with their third eye open on the council and board of the whole thing. And they make snacks made out of people for cryptids and human beings to eat. The Uncle Bonbon part of it tries to stay within the whole volunteer part as best they can. They do also have involunteers, and I'll talk about that in a moment, and then they try to not just nab and snatch, but that does happen. Human corporations also have figured out that there are cryptids, some of them, and have figured out how to sell and make money by selling to cryptids food made from human beings. Now, Uncle Bonbons, when they do this, they make it as humane as possible. They give you these things, pain away tablets that kill all pain. You can be literally eaten alive, and you will feel nothing but possible mild pressure that feels mildly pleasurable until you die from blood loss. And then they finish devouring your corpse. But you will never feel anything, and they pump you full of that along with euphorics and hallucinogens in it, so that it's almost a pleasurable experience until your body stops functioning. Because when you go into the processing side at Uncle Bonbons, you walk in as a human being, and you walk out as just a vast array, a component of parts that's been taken out. After all, at one point, they'll be talking with you while they're busy pulling your teeth out of your head with pliers. You don't feel a thing, though. So you're talking and laughing with them as they do this to you with your head, held firmly between their thighs while they pull your teeth out. But if you're a volunteer, that's fine. That's what you're there for. Human corporations largely deal with, they just kidnap. Uncle Bonbons hires cryptids that specifically have empathy toward human beings, that when they are out and they find the human corporation ships, with people on them that have been involunteered in this fashion, they feel outrage, specifically hired for this purpose. When they find this, they eat the crew of the ships. They scuttle them after they take all of the people that are on there. These people, because of their being gotten by human corporations, as soon as they're gotten, wherever they're taken from, news of how they died is through the news, and then in government paperwork, in computers, everything shows that these people are dead. There is no place in our computerized, itemized, facial identificationized world for these people anymore. And so they are taken to the Uncle Bonbon's places. They are given enough of pain away with the hallucinogens and euphorics the entire time until they get there. And then they're broken down. In one side is a person, out the other side is just a vast array of component parts. Again, it's the human beings that are the monsters in this case. Because especially if they don't get caught, they don't give you pain away when they take you apart. You finally just stop living at some point as they're doing it, and they don't bother being nice about it. Uncle Bonbons has an actual conscience about it. At some point in the future, they look at their sales stuff, realize how many people each cryptid that is a customer of theirs is devouring every year, and it's a large number. Each loyal, devout customer is devouring anywhere between 10 to 12 human beings every single year. This includes a whole bunch of cryptids that normally would not eat people because they're not having to kill them. It's okay to eat this stuff. And so cryptids that normally wouldn't are. And this is why the world population actually dips down 500 million for a few generations. The cryptids just eat everyone down that far. And Uncle Bonbon's looking at this, and of course the human beings that frequent the human portions, the human stands, they're eating between 1 to 2 people every single year. This is concerning to them, and they decide that it's time to start pulling the brakes on advertising, and let's just sustain what we have. We don't need more. This is a lot of people. The human corporations, of course, are just, wow, we've got 10 or 12 people being eaten by the cryptids, 1 or 2 by each of the human beings. Those are rookie numbers. We got money to make. Let's advertise more and see if we can double those numbers. So yeah. Now there's a whole bunch more that I do want to talk about with cryptids and Uncle Bonbons and all this stuff, because I love the whole Uncle Bonbons Corporation thing. And of course I want to talk more about just my cosmic horror things. And I was actually thinking here at the very end, when I'm talking about this, if you've watched this far, if you could say salt is tasty, that would be awesome. Because I also have said, if there is something that happens on a cosmic horror level, our chances of even understanding that something happened is next to nil. I mean, let's say there's a cosmic horror event that happens on our planet. It may be that the entire thing takes 1/2 of a second to occur. That means that 1/2 of a second, you have to identify that something is happening, identify what is happening, recognize that it is a threat, try to figure out methods to stop the threat, work on those methods, implement them, see if they work. 1/2 a second. Everything changes. Now, let's say this happens about, our local galactic cluster with a whole bunch of galaxies, Let's say this happens right here. And the circle, the radius of it, actually comes out far enough that it eats up most of the galactic local cluster. Eats up as in just, it encircles them. Far enough that it covers 1/3 of our galaxy. And our planet just happens to be in that 1/3. We would never know what or why, but everything changed at that moment. Thumbs up, Cosmic Core. And of course, I'm waving my, it's really hot and spicy, but I have to use this arm. And it doesn't hurt up here. So I am waving it around in the air like I just don't care, and hopefully that I'm not going to really regret that. But for each and every one of my Patreon patrons, thank you so very much. It is appreciated, greatly appreciated. I have to really ration out my money until this Friday. What did I eat yesterday? A bag of corn chips, because it was only $2. I gotta stretch my money out till Friday. Thumbs up for that. But each and every one of my Patreon patrons is, I mean, really soon here, I'm gonna have that list up on the screen. But until that time, you know who you are. And when you look in the mirror, you are looking at someone who is wonderful, beautiful, and awesome. Thank you so much. And for everyone that leaves me a comment, whether or not, I mean, I answer back on a lot of comments, and 99.9% of the time, no one ever answers back to a comment, which I understand. I do it too. I forget where I leave comments, because how do you remember where you leave comments if you watch 10, 20, 30 videos in a day? You leave a comment in kind of a drive-by, and then you don't engage. But for those of you that do leave comments, and I recognize your names, thank you so very much. It is appreciated, and I try to engage as much as I can. For those times that I can't, I try to talk in video, and when I can't do either, please remember that I do read and appreciate every single comment. Thumbs up and thank you. Well, I'm going to let this arm rest while I do some editing, because it's primarily this side, the really, really bad side, where I'm going to be doing most of my work. Where trying to do precision work with the mouse is torture. It is so hard to get the mouse just in one area so I can click it, because signals. So anyway though, I'm going to do what I have to do as best I can, because there are things that I do need to do. I need to go out walking. It's not raining today, so thumbs up on that. Hopefully you can do the things that you need to do. That too would be very awesome and cool indeed. So until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and quite frankly, I do think that is a very, very good thing. With little Baffy over here in the corner. Hello, little Baffy. Little Baffy is such a cutie. And then, of course, my $45 statue that I keep up there, little 3D plastic printed. But that wasn't the part I was paying for. The person that sells these, they paint them. I paid for the paint job, which once again, if you look back in my past videos, you'll see me holding it up to the camera. Looks really cool. And tomorrow, maybe I'll bring it down so it can be seen. So, thumbs up. Anyway though, tapping the on-screen stop recording button now, so you take care. Am I ready to start covering the camera screen up there for editing? I just might be. Let's try it.